Hello anybody, I am Konadian, and today we are playing Analogue, a hate story. This is the thing I wanted to do because Friday nights, people are like, yo, I don't want to watch anything spoopy. Spoops before bed, sometimes no good. So yeah, I'm gonna make like a Friday thing where it's just really casual games. Now, this obviously doesn't sound very casual, but yeah, we're just gonna be reading. I started this game up and it starts like immediately. Okay, cool. It's not capturing the game anymore. Nice. Alright. There we go. There was a lot of text and it's like blah blah blah. Spaceship has been stranded in space since the 2000s. Abandoned. Nobody knows what happened to it. Yeah. And if I need any help, I need to talk to the security AI named Mute. So, yeah. Let's first download any log files you can, especially any that explain what happened to the ship. If possible, speak to the security AI Mute for assistance. Okay. So, here we go. I'm having to run this game so weirdly to get it to record. Unified Korea Space Probe Agency. Last login, Kim Hyun-ae. Hyun-ae. Long time ago. Error. AI personality currently disabled. Reverting to command line. Available commands. Download, disable AI, enable AI, help, SU, quit. Alright. Let's go with enable AI. That was another game. Personality. Used to select a new AI personality. Any active personalities must be disabled first. Currently available personalities, Hyun-ae. Well, hold on, let's see. Actually, download SU. I need a password. Wait. Last login, user Kim Hyun-ae. And available personality AIs is Hyun-ae. Alright. Enable AI Hyun-ae. You may now close this terminal with quit. Okay, quit. Hi. Hello. Oh my word, an external connection? Is someone out there? It's been so many years since I've spoken to anyone. Ah, jeez, I'm being discourteous. My apologies. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hyun-ae, the star, of course. Silent. The star is, of course, silent. It just represents that I'm an AI. I control all the log-keeping systems on the Mugunghwa. I'm not even gonna try. The Mugunghwa? I'm gonna give up. The Mugger. I'm gonna name the ship the SS Mugger. Or at least what's left of them. Please, just excuse me for 1 second. I'll give you a terminal so you can respond. There you are. Go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm Konadian. Ah, jeez. My apologies. I don't know why, but what you typed just looks like garbage to me. That's bad. I think there may be a problem with my language parsing systems. Sorry. Somehow your input is getting mangled between the terminal and me. I'm so terribly sorry. Let me just try something. Can you understand this? Yes. Alright. Very well. We have that at least. I'm afraid if we can't get text input fixed, that'll have to suffice. I'm terribly sorry. It must be difficult being unable to say anything. This might be difficult then. Well, nevertheless, as the archive system AI, I'll do my best to try to help you navigate these records anyways. Unfortunately, it may be a little difficult, since with language parsing, you won't be able to do text searches either. Don't worry though, it's my duty to provide assistance with archive functions. I'll do my best. Right, let me see. I'll try to provide you with a sampling of logs to start out with, and you can just show me things that you want more information on. I hope that that's acceptable to you. That's all I can do. Well, that's all, I suppose. Pardon me. Let me just build you an interface to work with, so you don't have to struggle with a terminal. Very well. It's all set. And, I suppose it's a little awkward, but, can I say one more thing before you get to work? Sure thing! I'm just very happy to be working with you. I've had nobody to talk to for such a long time. It got so lonely. Having someone to talk to is really just amazing. I thought maybe I would never again. Sorry about the connection barrier, but still. Jeez, I'm babbling. I won't hold you up any longer. Here's your interface. I hope it's good enough. Alright. Let's go on an adventure. We gotta figure out... Alright. Block 4. A pack of idiots. When our family falls into decline, I just want it to be perfectly clear why. It's because Daehyun's sons are the biggest collection of idiots on the entire ship. Father says that these sorts of words shouldn't be written down, calling them filial. But I'm skeptical. Blech. I intend no disrespect to my noble ancestors, but my dead uncle is no ancestor of mine, and his family deserves no respect. This has been in motion for years now. It was an inevitability, even, that any sons of Daehyun would turn out the way they did. But up until now, to anyone outside of the family, it's been well hidden. It's only now is it starting to fall apart in a way that no amount of good politics can disguise. The turning point was this year. At the time I write this, I am returning from Sang-jung's funeral. In that family, there were 3 brothers, Sang-jung, the drunk, Sang-kyu, the dim-witted brute, and Sang-min, who despite being the eldest, seems to have more interest in cavorting with courtesans than creating an heir. Notably absent from the morning proceedings was Sang-kyu. What he was doing, I do not know. Knowing him, I can only guess. The affair was made even more laughable by Sang-min and her widowed mother's instance that Sang-jung had died of natural causes. Apparently, they'd even found a doctor willing to put such nonsense on the official record. An unmarried noble managing to drink his way into the grave at only 30 years of age would be embarrassing enough. To brazenly try to hide the obvious, however, that will mark the beginning of the Smiths family's fall. Oh, doc. A, B, C. Oh, that's cool. There's like a whole thing talking about how to pronounce different words. Like, so G makes a K sound at the start. B makes a P sound at the start. D makes a T sound, and J makes a Ch sound. Alright, here you go. Look at this message. So here's the background, I suppose. There were 2 major noble families of the Makawa. The Kims were the big one, as I'm sure you can see. The Smiths were the other major family, but I'm afraid I can't really tell you much about them. They were the most important family on the ship until just before the end. The High Magistrate was a Smith until the very last year even. I can give you a little bit about them. For reference, you can see who the Kim men thought their biggest enemy was. The Smiths didn't really matter very much at the end, so I don't know much about them. I certainly never met any of them, so I'm just going off of what I've read. Here, this should give you an idea of what I mean. Well, that's flashing, so... Oh, hello. Actually, I was just testing the indicator icon to see if I'd get your attention. I just thought it'd be a good way of letting you know when I have something to say. I mean, like, if I think it's important, I can always just interrupt you, but I don't want to distract you if I can help it. I mean, that'd suck, right? What kind of computer program forces herself onto you right in the middle of you trying to work? So I'll try not to do that. Anyway, that's all. I guess it worked. Carry on, and I'll set the indicator again if I want to tell you something. So, yeah, that's them. Whoa, wait, what? There was only... Wow. Oh. This is long. Oh, cool. Here's the family tree. Alright. Pale bride. Official genealogies don't list women normally. Wives are noted by their family names and daughters are omitted entirely. They are the relevant parts of what I was able to piece together. As far as the official genealogy is concerned, Young-seok is the heir of Jung-soo and was adopted in 1317. Names in red are women, means the name is forever unknown. Dash means the name is forever unknown. So that one. Pale bride. Alright. Cool. Alright. So there's block 4. I'll just show her everything, I guess. Sorry, I don't really think there's anything else about them you'd find relevant. How about these? Nothing relevant. And finally, here comes the fall. Cool. So that's block 4 done. Interesting. Let's go into block 6. Who's this about? From Mute. Dear Smith. Smith, Kuhn, Sam. I don't know why you'd insist on putting this all in writing when we could have just had a perfectly good conversation. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy to do it. Whatever you want, you're the man. I just think it's a little weird. I don't really get it. Anyways, as to your question, you're spot on about the pale bride being the focus of attention in the royal family. Not for the reasons you wanted, though. I don't know where you heard those rumors, but they are so not true. That girl, a troublemaker? No way, I don't see it. Like, it's not even convincing as a rumor. The girl is the most polite, most obedient person I've ever seen in my entire life. The idea of her fighting with her husband is completely unimaginable. In over a month, I've never so much as heard her raise her voice in disagreement. She's quiet, courteous, and does everything she's told without even the slightest hesitation. I'm sorry, but there's just no way you could possibly exploit any drama here. This is as undramatic a situation as it gets, especially not compared to what the situation with your cousin and that courtesan. Don't get me wrong, she bugs the hell out of me. The girl is just too perfect. She's young, she's beautiful, she's demure to the point where I don't even think she has a personality of her own. But she also gets along perfectly with the queen. Of course, she commands all the attention of the emperor. Like, can you blame him? I'm sorry. There's no way he's ever going to be anything but extremely grateful to the Kim family for giving her over. Oh, written by Mute? Whoops, sorry. I don't really know how I got that in there. Yeah, don't pay any attention to that. Sorry, none of that really matters. I'll just go ahead and remove that. Really, I'm not normally that much of a klutz, I swear. Alright. Interesting. You've changed the name. Kim Young-seok. Hold on, I'm gonna write... That's weird. flip it to the page behind the off page. Mute. Changed to Kim Young Seok. Interesting. The mystery thickens, or deepens, or stuffens. So did things change on here? This is a totally different log. This is completely different now. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Hold it. Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is the person they were talking about in the other note. Kim Young Seok is the pale bride. Interesting. I can give you more information about Young Seok. I don't know, I don't think you'll really find him very interesting. But here, you can see for yourself. Wait, there's Young Seok. What? Well, hold on. But you were talking about someone being so perfect. Never mind. Not. Hey, how you doing? If you look in your interface once you open a document, you click on that little button of me to show me whatever it is. So which subject do you want me to show no more about? So is there going to be more info in Block 9 now? Yep. Young Seok's wife. Okay. Interesting. There you go. There was arguments about money. To be totally honest with you, I don't really know what she's talking about here, at all. The math thing wasn't really considered very odd at the time. That's women's work. It's just natural. Maybe it's a little weird that she's helping with external matters, but, well, it's not that weird. The part about learning to read isn't that amazing either. It might have been officially frowned upon, but learning to read by looking over a brother or husband's shoulder was really, really common. She's making a big deal out of nothing. Well, I guess that's 15-year-old women for you? Oh. Oh. Why am I serious? Here you go. Well, as you'll see soon enough, it all seems to come back to the Pale Bride. I don't think Kim Jong-soo ever thought very much of his adopted son, or at least neither he nor his wife thought so. You want to know what I think, though? Yeah. I think they're both really dumb. I mean, it's not like she ever did anything. It's not her fault. She just happened to be there and was married as a political gesture. What kind of person projects their insecurities onto someone who only ever just got pushed around? Sorry, I guess I'm getting a little bit off track here. That's not very helpful, is it? Well, anyway, getting back on track here. Whatever. Here's the new friendship. The plaza sounds like a really interesting place, doesn't it? I mean, I wouldn't really know personally, but as I understand it, it was the big place for celebrating festivals, and really surprising to see. You'd leave one of the tiny modern stark white corridors that lead to it, and then suddenly there was this huge open space filled with all sorts of colorful signs and vendors. I think proper gentlemen were supposed to be more modest though, so they wouldn't really want to associate with that sort of thing too openly. Alright. Block 10. Wait, hey, whoa, hey, wait. Hey, hold on, there was another block. One of them blocks is gone. Interesting. Alright, block 10. Ru Ye Hua. To the woman who will marry my husband, please do not think that all this is meant to say you will be unloved. You may be a second wife, but you are still the daughter of a noble house, and that is a precious gift to the Ryu family. Rather than facing you that you will bring him a son, that means all the world to him. Nor am I jealous, for you will relieve a heavy burden on our house, and for that I am grateful. As proof of his affection for you, let me share one secret. And he has permanently changed his admin password to your birth name. So the password is Ryu Wa. Birth name is Emperor's password. You will not only understand this, Pale Bride. Your duty may be great, but you will be loved. Ryu Yewa is Pale Bride. I'm not sure about showing her. Interesting. So, how... Screw will show her. Ah, of course. The last person to hold the titles Captain and Emperor on the ship was Ryu Inho. Which of Captain Ryu's wives do you wish to know more about? The Pale Bride. Very well, she wrote a lot, so this is going to be tricky to filter. I guess I'll just start at the top and I'll let you figure out what's important. Alright. Kim family tree. Oh, this is just the family tree. Alright. Let's go to a cliche to remember. Namyam Yobi. Men are honored. Women are abased. If you can only remember one thing, remember this phrase. Okay. Nam Yan Yobi. Men are honored. Men Okay. What's this? What is this family tree? That's the end of the Kim family tree, as best as I can possibly manage to compile it. I'm afraid it's the best I could do. Ordinarily, women's names aren't ever put onto genealogy, so I had trouble with those. I hope that helps you keep track of the family, though. And what about this? A cliche to remember. Really, that's just something you need to keep in mind when reading these logs. It was considered to be the natural way of things. Well, what do you think? It's stupid. I know, right? Just absolutely terrible and stupid, but that was normal. So try to keep that in mind. That's what everyone really did believe, even nearly all of the women. And if that sounds terrible to you, well, you must come from an awfully nicer society. Helpful notes. Back. Block 5. The month of good fortune. A giant egg. She's known as the Pale Bride for the inscription of the egg. She was entrusted in our family to be awakened during a time of great prosperity. Yet, as any man knows, prosperity is seized, not what? This may sound fantastical, but I swear it's true. Passed on through the generations of the main branch of the Kim family is a giant egg of translucent luster, such that one can see the form of a sleeping child inside. She is known as the Pale Bride for the inscription on the egg, and she was entrusted to our family to be awakened during a time of great prosperity. Yet as any man knows, prosperity is seized, not waited upon. A daughter to provide the emperor with a son would elevate the family above the other noble houses once and for all. Considering this, I promised the emperor that I did have a daughter who would soon be of marriage age to present him. Then I smashed the egg, such that the Pale Bride passed through the Kim family for years, could be adopted as my own daughter. She is a strange child, but will make a fine wife for the emperor. What good fortune this means. I'm afraid nearly everything that man wrote was of very little value. It all reads like that. Boring, stiff, obnoxiously patriarchal. Are you sure you really want more from Kim? Yeah, sure. If you insist. Very well. I've added the other relevant entries from him. I'll caution you from taking him seriously, though. Broken promise from the Pale. Dear Diary, last week I woke up from cryostasis. Before I went in, Father promised me that that when I woke up in the future, they'd have medicine again, that I'd finally get better, that I might not see him again, but his descendants would make everything right. But the future broke his promise. I'm scared and confused, and I don't get what happened. I think there was a big disaster while I was in stasis or something. Everyone's so uneducated and stupid. Father and Mother were kind of dumb at times, but the guy who woke me up, he might be named Kim, but he's nothing like them. Father was wrong. Nothing's better. The future sucks. So, Pale Bride is sick. The Pale Bride did keep an extensive diary. I'll try to find you some more entries. Oh, man. Held prisoner, women's quarters, straight to hell, wife. Alright. Insufferable child. That awful child's nothing but the most insufferable person I've ever met. What happened to my promised domestic bliss? See, she is in trouble so often, one would think she were a boy. She acts like one too. I suppose it can't be helped. She says she lived her first 12 years in the past, and I can see it. She certainly acts as though she's from a less civilized time. Just last night, she made a huge scene at dinner time. She kept trying to rudely leave the table in front of Jan Sok and father-in-law, loudly insisting she was too sick to eat. She said this before, too. I was worried, so I had a doctor examine her. She is, of course, in perfect health. When I asked why she thought otherwise, she stayed talking about how pale and thin she was. She's not truly unhealthy. All she was doing was rubbing it in that she is far more delicate and beautiful than I. What a cruel little child. Why must she be so spiteful to me? Oh, You want to know more about Kim Yeon-suk's wife, or do you want the reply from her mother? Let's hear from her mother. I don't have anything. I can explain why, if you want. Sure. You have to understand something. It's traditional for women's letters to be deleted after being read, so the disk space can be reallocated. Women weren't really supposed to read or write. Certainly the nobles did. It's just the idea that spending time on education got in the way of the important virtues for women, which was serving her husband. So in practice, even if a woman was literate, she could at least excuse it by destroying her words afterwards. It's less pretentious if at least the writing wasn't permanent. That's stupid. Yes. Yes, it is. But that's how it is. But regardless, Kim Yeon-suk's wife was definitely considered a very virtuous woman, so I have none of the letters she received. So I'm sorry, I can't give you anything there. Okay, so can I get the other ones? Her. Very well, I can give you a couple from his wife. Here you are. Fantastic.